Hey, back on the big trail with Otis Kirk, our recruiting insider. And, of course, Otis had a huge recruiting weekend. Arkansas had a huge recruiting weekend. 10 on official visits. Let's kind of run down the list right now. Tim Anderson, a guy we'll talk a lot about here in just a bit. Jalen Catalan, Torian Carter, Dante Walker, Zach Williams, Adonis Ote, Enoch Jackson, Amante Spivey, Eric Gregory, and Brady Latham. Let's talk about Anderson, the aforementioned Tim Anderson. He is an O-lineman, a guy that Arkansas has been on for quite a while, and Arkansas feeling good about its chances landing this kid. Let's talk about Tim and what he could bring potentially to the Razorbacks.
Brings an offensive tackle. You know, they've got some guards committed. He's a kid that can play both, but he would probably be an offensive tackle. That's what he plays out there at Saddleback. Southern Cal and University of California have jumped in on him lately, but I think he's going to come to Arkansas. It's just a matter of when he, I think, goes public with it and announces it. But yeah, I feel really good about him, and I think that gives Arkansas, first it gives them another body on the offensive line in this class, which they need, but it also gives them a guy who can play tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. The O-line, something you really got to shore up moving forward if you're Arkansas, but that O-line for Arkansas did some pretty good things yesterday against Bama. Let's talk in particular now about Zach Williams and some of the things that he's conveyed to you. Obviously a guy people know a lot about. His history with the Razorbacks in general, his family history is right there. And he's also a guy who up front could really help Arkansas. A very athletic kid, a kid from Joe T. Robinson.
Yeah, he's a kid that's coming in at midterm. He's taken care of academically right now. English and pre-calculus, that's what he's working on right now to get here at midterm. He'll get those. He'll come in here and be able to go through spring practice. Big kid who can run. You know, his dad played linebacker here. Zach's taller than Ricky was, though, and he's going to be a good help for the Razorbacks. And he's going to be somebody, they love kids who can go through spring ball, and that's what Zach brings to the table. Brings great character, just great talent. he's got the total package, Zach does.
Get immersed early and often. Zach Williams. All right, let's talk about Eric Gregory, and you had an interesting story telling me off camera about Eric and just how all in he is on the Razorbacks.
Yeah, I asked him, you know, you feel good about your commitment, and he said if I could commit again, I would do it, you know. If I wasn't committed, I would commit right now. So I would say Eric Gregory, and by the way, he is another midterm guy. He and Shamar Nash, both the wide receiver there at IMG Academy, are both midterm guys. But he looked good. I mean, he's a guy that can come in and help them immediately, defensive end, has the size that you really look for. He's not a kid. They're obviously going to make him bigger, but he's got good size, good frame, everything to start with that you can take and build from there.
Yeah, Dustin Fry certainly would love to obviously, go against that and kind of see what his guys could do. Or maybe not.
Steve Caldwell and John Scott might find Dustin out in the back of an alley somewhere.
You look at it, if you're Scott Caldwell or Fry. All right, Brady Latham, an O-lineman. Here's a guy who was like 210 pounds not too long ago. But Brady is not that far from Fayetteville, and he's ready to come to Fayetteville.
Yeah, his dad was with him on the official visit and stuff. And his dad, you know, Keith Jackson played, you know, knows Latham, played with him over at OU. And Brady is a big kid. He's one that didn't get recruited at first because, like you said, he was 210, 215 pounds. He'd had some injuries pitching, and so he had certain surgery and got set back some. But yeah, he's another offensive lineman, and that's one thing. They need guys who can play and bodies there, and he certainly provides that. He and Anderson both. And the thing about Latham, he can play any of those positions on the line, from center, guard, tackle. I think he's going to be an inside player, but he's big enough to play tackle if the need be. So yeah, he can play any of those positions.
Translation, good versatility right there.
Right.
All right, let's talk about Adonis Ote, because he is headed to Arkansas, and Ote is really on Jalen Catalan, kind of doing his quasi-Connor Nolan job, trying to work the system and somehow get Jalen, the outstanding safety from Texas, to commit to the Hogs. We'll see.
Well, he got his buddy Trey Knox, his teammate over there. You know, we got Trey Knox to commit, so Adonis knows the right things to say. You know, Chad may be looking at a future assistant there, but no, I mean, he's going to use him at cornerback first, though. But yeah, he's a player who's got good speed, very good versatility, plays both ways for his high school, so he's not going to post great defensive stats because he plays. You know, he plays everywhere for his team, and that's what he does both ways in high school. So, but he'll play cornerback when he gets here. He doesn't lack in confidence, I guess is the word. You know, he was telling Traylon and Trey and all of them the other day, TQ and all of them, and Shamar, that he's waiting for them for when they get in practice. You know, he wants that one-on-one with them. So, hey, those pretty good receivers. If he can hang with those four and shut them down like he says, then he's got something going for him.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall to watch that type of practice. All I know is that. All right, let's recap, because I want to get a feeling for the pulse of recruiting right now, and just your collective take on this weekend, because you saw some good things, as I mentioned, from Arkansas yesterday, despite the loss, giving up 65 points. What do you think that these guys saw that maybe they can take away and say, all right, Arkansas, building for the future?
Well, the biggest thing, they're buying into Chad's vision for the future, vision for lack of a better word, for the future, and they're also seeing improvement. I think if you're in week 6, week 7, and you weren't seeing improvement, they were still going backward, you know, I think then people might be starting to maybe jump off board. I don't know that, but I'm just thinking that, you know, but the biggest thing that I've talked to all these kids, and not just these kids, but the other kids committed, and I don't feel like any of these kids are like ready to jump ship or even close to that, because they're all seeing what Arkansas is building.
Sure.
And I'll tell you, you know, I mean, one thing Torian Carter relayed to me was Arkansas not only wants me, he said, all the schools, Michigan State, you know, Wisconsin, all the schools who offer me want me, but they need me, and that's a difference. And that's big if you think about it. And I think a lot of those kids are seeing that. Not only wanted, but needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge in the recruiting circles.
Equal immediate playing time, in other words.
Otis Kirk, the man who does not need any sleep, right?
Nah. What's sleep?
Getting it done on the recruiting trail. You'll check out his writing on Hogville as well. Otis, thanks much. More of the Big Trail after this.